how much do you love dragons? I love dragons very much. Yesterday I've seen a movie being called Thor Ragnarok. And I thought, yeah, I love superhero movies, so that is okay. But the beginning, that was quite something triggering for me. The reason why it begins with a dragon, Thor being chased by a dragon. And I said, oh wow, a dragon, but most of the time, movies with dragons don't end well for the dragon. And the movie didn't start, and the dragon was decapitated. And I said, oh my goodness, it's supposed to be a funny scene. But I was not laughing. I was just, yeah, I don't need to see this movie. That is just why I live for the dragon. So everyone was like, yeah, it's funny. Not funny. Not at all. You know, many years ago, I've seen when I was just awakened, I was seeing a video about, about a video game, and you're supposed to kill the dragon, but in a gruesome way. And I had seen images from it. It was like a fatality from Mortal Kombat, but the dragon was the one that is being ripped apart, you can say. Swords inside of the head, and it was like, ugh! But you know something from it, my brothers and sisters? This emits a lot of energy, because this made me so emotional, and what has the most power of the dragon is the emotions. The emotions of misunderstanding, that you are sad because of this, because you don't want to see the dragon die, and especially not in this gruesome way. I just seen this as, how, I didn't trust people anymore, because every time when I was searching for the first 7 years, I was searching down for people who loved the dragons very much, but all of the time they became like they wanted to role play. They didn't see it as something real, but I wanted to see it as something real. I want to take this serious. So now I came to manage actually to know how I should approach other people. And that is the reason why I came to meet the first person on my dragon's path that took it seriously, because he was exactly like myself. He was 100% the same as me. The path that he followed, and the kind of emotions that he had, his raw emotions, was even stronger than mine. I could feel his emotions very much, and it was such an amazing feeling. It was the first time that I feel that. Such an amazing feeling that he had. He and his dragon, I could feel his dragon. And that was the first time that I could feel a dragon with someone else. That was amazing. But how? Because I've shown him this image of this dying dragon that people love to slaughter, And that is also why I said, there shouldn't be a dragon here, a physical dragon. It will not end well, just the same as all of these movies and video games. They still enjoy killing dragons in there, but I did not. It emits a lot of emotions, and with this man also. So that is how I sometimes want to make sure what your emotions and feelings are for the dragon. When the first time that I've seen the dragon die in such a gruesome way, after my awakening, I fell off my chair. I needed some fresh air, because I couldn't see it, I couldn't stand it, and all of these people cheering. I said, no, how come? The dragon is my love. The dragon is actually such a... I cannot explain this to people, what dragons actually are. Only the ones who has dragons by their side know this, feel this. They experience this feeling. And every time when I show them a video like a dragon being killed in a horrible way, when your emotions, voices, that is also what in my forest is, voices, but actually what actually I want to see in them is these raw emotions, these emotions that should say how much they love the dragon. They should actually be destroyed by it. When they are destroyed by seeing a dragon being butchered, then and you say, for example, well, it doesn't bother me, I play video games and I kill dragon all the time, then I say, yeah, okay, bye. Then I know enough. When you see that, maybe it's not a good comparison, but yeah, whenever I was small, and I seen videos, I've been seeing movies about Jesus being dying on the cross, and all of these nuns, because I was raised by nuns, said, "You don't you feel sad and sorrow for the man? He died for your sins." And I said, actually, no, I don't care at all about him dying. People die all the time, and especially back in the day, they killed each other all the time. I didn't feel anything, but they wanted me to feel something, but I was so empty. But the first time that I've seen a dragon die on screen like this, it tore me apart. It tore me apart, and that is the right correction, the correct way to respond to something like this. If you respond like I don't care, like I was with this movie about Jesus being dying on the cross, I just don't care. But it was like this. How was this called? A video game being called Dragon Age, and I said, "Oh wow, Dragon Age! What a nice name." Um, yeah, nice name to kill them. Yeah, yeah, whatever. I don't know the story about it, but I don't care anymore. But yeah, what I've seen also in Thor Ragnarok, it immediately started with a dragon being decapitated, and seeing is something funny. I just wanted to find a way to speak with these writers of this movie and say how such a disgrace that they are, how disrespectful that they are with the people that are so connected with dragons. Of course, the blood was green, so because children are watching, but children are watching a dragon being decapitated for funny reasons. If the dragon dies here, in front of my eyes, in this forest, on the hands of man, I would give my life to protect the dragon. And that is the right intention, of course. That is the right way. When you are supposed to, for example, if there are so many people, there is one dragon, and so many people want to kill the dragon, and you stand in the middle of the people and the dragon, and you are willing to give your life to protect the dragon. Now that is how it should be. That is the right emotion. That is the right action. That is the one action that you should take. And this is also my my way to say to the people what you think about this dragon being killed like this. If you are destroyed like me, perfect. Then you have a dragon by your side. Then you are connecting with the dragon, and you have a dragon spirit. Because you cannot see it. You just are so emotional because of this spirit that lives inside of you. There is a reason for this, that you are like this. You can also say, for example, that I was so empty for this Jesus dying on the cross. I was empty. Most of the people will be empty by seeing a dragon die, because that is why the scene is made. Because it's funny to see a dragon being decapitated just for funny reasons. Because Thor was almost eaten by the dragon, and then he was, losing his head. Oh, funny. But a lot of people were laughing. A lot of people just didn't care. It's just like, yay, what an awesome beginning of the movie. And I said, I had to grab myself together because of this scene. And I was just, I wasn't interested anymore in what happens in the movie. I just was seeing the scene over and over again in my head. Of course, it's not real, but it's just the image of it, and why they are laughing with it. I just couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. And that is what you have to have. Emotions for the dragon. Emotions for your dragon. Emotions are power. Emotions emit power. They open gates. And that is what I wanted to see with this man that I've met after 7 years of being searching for other people. I wanted to see these emotions. I wanted to feel it, and I felt it. I felt it so much. My dragon said, show it to him. Show it to him. And he was actually, no, I don't want to see it. Yes, sorry for that. I'm so sorry for that, because I know it hurts. But eventually you emit a lot of energy because of this. It was not to tease you, to bully you, to have, no, it was a test that I want to see that you endure. And he had, oh my goodness, he had so much energy. I could immediately see his dragon by his side, and it was so amazing. The first dragon that I could ever see from someone else, because of these raw emotions that he had. My first brother, you can say, after a search of 7 years for having people on the dragon's path. Your when your emotion, whenever something dies in the hands of humans, I always get these emotions. Before I didn't, but after I was on the dragon's path, I had a lot of emotions for animals that were being killed by humans. That is so unfair. That shouldn't be. But if I see an image from humans killing a dragon, that is the worst. That is the worst. Leave the dragon alone. That is why in the dragon realm there is no death. There is no blood. There is no pain. Humans sometimes they see it as something funny to die, but I don't. Actually, death stinks. Death stinks a lot. And even that is why the dragon is actually a spirit that can guide souls. It lives inside of us, and sometimes you can see it. How death can stink sometimes. Death can be such a emotional roller coaster that you can feel sometimes, because the dragon switch is an empath. They can feel so many things and a lot of emotions. You shouldn't say it, but the dragon has large emotions, but they can control it. They can control it, but we have to learn to control it ourselves. But if you have such an explosion, like I've shown this man with a dragon by his side, if you have such an explosion, it's an amazing feeling to have to feel with someone else. Of course, what I had once I've seen the dragon die on this video game, I had an explosion of emotions. It was such a raw emotions that I had to go outside and grab some air. This is the correct way actually to respond to a dragon that actually dies.